I've been having a series of pre-budget roundtable consultations, both on my ministry efforts on transportation and infrastructure, talking about what's been going right, what lessons we have learned from it, and so on. And also, just in general, a pre-budget consultation. Our budget will come out early this spring. And Minister Flaherty's asked us all, as members of Parliament, to, especially the hard-working members of Parliament, Rick, to consult with stakeholders to say what can we do moving forward. That we're not going to have any big, new, expensive programs to roll out. We don't have the cash for that. But as we're hearing, I can already tell from the discussions, sometimes it's not the money, sometimes it is the regulations. Being able to do the job is fixing a rule or a regulation that is creating uncertainty or creating a problem or is diverting attention from other important work that we all need to do. So, ballast water is a good example, as it's already been mentioned. We all know the situation there. Other than to say, we've been. There's some time for the new governor to get his feet under him and so on, and we've been respectful of that. But as has already been mentioned, I think Mike, you've already mentioned it, and Rick as well. There's work that we can do. I've been working with the federal administration, but we all understand we want to do the right thing by the environment, but we also have to have things that we can do that are doable. We can't. I'll even make a silk purse out of a sow's ear, but we can't ask the marine industry to deliver something that is technically not possible. So we know that. We're working closely with partners, and I think and I don't want to call it even pressure. I think there's an education campaign and a level of understanding we have to create that's already started, obviously, but we need to drive that to conclusion and sooner rather than later. Ultimately we need a permanent fix. I know there's some extensions that have been, talked about, and the Admiral is talking about rules that the details of which, we aren't. No one's got into the nitty-gritty of those details, other than to say that we do need a permanent solution to that. And I look forward to raising the issue with the governor. And I know our staff and our teams, really our industry teams, are already doing that. We've also ratified a number of international conventions that have been useful. Again, those are interesting. When we do that, again, maybe it doesn't cost the federal treasury an arm and a leg, but it does enhance environmental protection. It levels the playing field, if you will, by making sure that all of our activity, wherever we're doing it, we're looking at it from the same level field. And I think there's a great value in working with the international organizations to make that happen. Not only do we get to influence those organizations by working hard with them, but and I think they're willing to listen. They understand the industry's expertise on this, but I think that way we don't have myriads of regulations for the same ship traveling through different waters and all the problems that creates. So I think the annexes that we've signed on to the International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships, for example, is the Common Emission Control Area and so on. These are all efforts to try to do the same thing as other countries at the same time. And again, there's always details and there's always issues that we have to wrestle to the ground, but I don't know of a better way to do it, frankly, than to do it with international partners. It's the same thing in the airline industry and others, but particularly in the marine industry, where it's such it's got such a historic relationships to trade that means that we have to. I think the only way really to solve some of these issues is with the international component of it. There's no real other way to do it, and it's your industry is respected enough. People understand the importance of it enough that they're keen to make those solutions. And so I think with your help, I think the measures that we're taking, whether it's on emissions control, ballast water, other issues that we can do on particulate emissions, all those kind of things. These are best done working closely, and I think we're making progress and so on. We have, I mentioned the strong partnership that we have between Transport Canada and the industry. At every meeting I've been at, whether it's the Advisory Council, the IMO meetings, international meetings, and so on, I hear that time and again. Therefore I think it's true. I hope it's true that collaborative effort is there. I know in my department there's a keen understanding that to get not only to is the expertise in the industry, and therefore we got to take advantage of that expertise, but also carrying out whatever we decide together is going to end up being on the shoulders of the industry, so it has to be doable and it has to be practical. So this organization has a long history of being part of that collaborative effort. It's our promise to work closely with you to continue to advocate for you. It's interesting to me that last time I was in China in this last fall, talking to some of the big shippers over there and so on, but it's interesting to me that they don't need help to build ships. They don't, they've got the cranes that you need and lots of them and so on. But what perks their ears and what interests them is they start to talk about the logistics support, the way you do business, the collaborative effort, the way your gateway pulls all the stakeholders together, the long-term vision of what you're trying to do with the industry. That they want to know how we do it. It's an interesting discussion. They don't need, like I say, they don't put up a crane. They build, the cranes come out of there like sausages. But how do you make the system work? They say, if you could help us on the logistics and the working together, the partnerships necessary, they want to participate in our partnerships here to learn how to do it there. Now, I don't know if we should let them learn. Anyway, but what it shows and what it told me is that that collaborative effort is the envy of the world, and I just want to thank you for that. That partnership is not it's not just on a sheet of paper. It's on the day-to-day safe and economically sustainable use of our marine ways. You folks do a great job. There's a great team of people. You've seen the political support you have, and it's real and it's ongoing. In fact, Rick, it doesn't have to be so ongoing, Rick. You can be a little less ongoing. You have great political support, and I urge you to take advantage of that and continue to work closely with my department, who is eager to take advantage of your expertise. Congratulations on your upcoming, I won't be here Friday night, so you'll have to carry the can for me, Rick, but I know you'll have a great time. You should be proud of what you do, and we're delighted that the industry is back on the roll. Way to go.